Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. The important news and editorial that will be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 7th of March, the first important news, that is Indian Railways tie-up with ISRO for the train tracking. Second, India to launch Global Alliance for Big Cats. Third, states to authenticate Aadhaar of prisoners. This is what the central government has given permission to the states. The fourth, Rushikulia Sand teams with olive Ridley turtles. And the last is an editorial, how to become a green hydrogen superpower. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before we start the discussion part, I really want to thank all of our subscribers to make us a proud family of 50K. It was not possible without your support, trust and love. We really want to thank you. I, on behalf of Apti Plus Academy, want to congratulate and give a lot more thanks that you people have give faith on us. You have come across through a journey where we started and a milestone has been received to 50K. Will ensure a quality content where you'll be getting the comprehensive part of the preparation and even talking about the other strategies that will be coming up with more videos, more informative videos, so that can help you in the part of your civil services journey. So once again, thanks a lot for all of you for your love and support and make us a proud family of 50K subscribers. And if you are still new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do press a like button. And before we jump into the discussion part, a personalized mentorship program is there for all the aspirant who is looking forward for the personalized mentorship. This will be integrated with individual. Weekly assignment will be provided to you. A regular in-person mentorship will be there. Coverage of revision and target plans and scientific program tracking system will be there, right? So the program is on the online mode. For more details, you can refer to the video के description section को refer करें. वहाँ पे आप register कर सकते हैं. You can get further details from our website. If you find something you want, and try to understand, you can directly give us a call also. So do check it out. मैंने वीडियो के description में सारे links दिए हुए हैं. Starting with the news, that is railway tie-ups with ISRO for the train tracking, something important for General Studies Paper 3, that is achievement of India in science and technology, Indianization of technology and development of new technology. So according to the Railway Ministry ने decide किया है कि Indian Railway की जो RTIA system है, that is Real Train Information System, will be developed in collaboration with ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. And this will be the advanced version of the tracking system with possibly all weather conditions, right? So Indian Railway is harnessing a power of data analytics to integrate the transportation system. Now, just to give you a brief idea how does the things function, we have already some satellite that is there, right? So कोई satellite L band पे काम कर रही है. There's GPS Gagan which is there. There's S band, C band, and these are the all band upon which the railway tracking system work. There's a MSS hub which is there, right? So this MSS hub help us to get a data, and when the data is processed, it is finally given to the centralized location and server. And even if you have seen the part of the data that is there in the app which you track, like railway की तरफ से अगर बात करें NTES करके एक app है railway system track करने के लिए, where you can get the complete information about the real time information for train traveling. Now, enabling real time tracking after the collaborations with ISRO and Indian Railway, it has commenced that the project will allow to enable the real-time tracking on the train movement with the assistance of satellite imagery under the real-time train information system of the project. Now, the Indigenous navigation satellite system will function in this. So, ISRO के साथ जो collaborations की गई है, ISRO has its own navigation satellite known as NAVIC, right? उसे navigations with Indian constellations कहते हैं. And Bhuvan is there. So based on the utility, it will be allowed kitni maps ki zarurat hai, what exploration part is there. So everything would be explored when the collaboration has been established. Now, Indian Railway has a bandwidth with ISRO that will integrate the Indian Railway with the Navig and the Bhuvan. So this will be giving an advanced version of the tracking system to Indian Railways. Now, every locomotive that is fitted with device is having a SIM, which communicate with the real positions of the satellite and give feedback. And ultimately, the data that is being given by the satellite is stored to a computer. And finally, we as an individual, the user can see it. Now, the movement is updated every 3 seconds. जो इस तरह के सैटेलाइट बेस्ड सर्विसेज हैं उसमें टाइम लैग जो है वो 3 सेकंड की होती है. आफ्टर 3 सेकंड द डेटा गॉट अपडेटेड. Now, what is the advantages of real-time tracking system? The real-time tracking of the train is useful for basically during accidents, flood, landslips, whichever problem the natural calamity is there. इस तरह के problem से बचने के लिए, इस तरह के situations में लोगों को real-time information देने के लिए, this is again something very helpful. A total of 4,000 locomotive train has been fitted with technology. That is a new locomotive that is coming with the tracking services, right? The device is enabled that give real-time information. Now, even the Ministry of Railway has emphasized the use of artificial intelligence. So AI और quantum technology की भी बात की गई है, so that we can augment on the part of real-time tracking system. The railway is stacking up of the data analysis to improve the passenger experience and help us to get the details about the empty seat, enables more passenger services and receive confirmations of the tickets as well. Moving to the other news, India to launch Global Alliance for Big Cat, something very important in part of the conservation. So this is relevant for General Studies Paper 3, that is Conservation, Environmental Pollutions, Degradations and EI. Recently, India has proposed to launch a mega global alliance named International Big Cat Alliance under the leadership to protect the big cat. So big cat is something which has a group. We'll see the detail of that. Also, there will be an assured support for 5 years, which has a guarantee fund of 100 million तक की बात की गई है, which is approximately 800 crore rupees. Now, if you see the part of the big cats, इसमें tiger is the one, tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar and cheetah. So these all together comprises of the big cats. और जो international Big Cat Alliance बनाई गई है, that has proposed to work together in protection and conservation of the 7 major big cats which is there, right? Now this will open the range for 97 countries which will have their own natural habitat for the big cats, as well as interested nations and organizations can join them. According to the proposed timeline, the alliance is expected to be launched in the next month with a suitable office in India. Now, क्या objective है IBCA की? So this will provide a platform जहाँ पे disseminations of information on the benchmarked practice, capacity, resource building and depository will be there with the research and development, right? So this will call for restorations as well as research and development. तो R&D भी इसमें की जाएगी, उसके साथ साथ restorations पे भी ध्यान दी जाएगी. The major activities include advocacy, partnership, real-time knowledge and e-portal, capacity building, ecotourism, partnership with expert group and financial tapping, right? So if you're specifically writing in mains paper, you need to highlight all these important points. Now compositions की अगर बात करें, International Big Cat Alliance की एक governing structure बनाई जाएगी. This structure will comprise of a General Assembly. There will be a General Assembly which will be the part of it. So General Assembly will be there. So all member country will be the part of the General Assembly, and at least the Council of 7 with not more than 15 member countries elected by the General Assembly for a term of 5 years. And there will be a establishment of secretariat for the functioning. And upon the recommendations of the Council, the General Assembly will appoint IBCA secretary for a specific term. So these are the basic compositions when it comes to the IBCA. Now there's a project Cheetah. I think most of you must be aware. Recently there was introductions of cheetahs in India in the Kuno National Park. So the Prime Minister has released 8 cheetahs. उसके बाद और भी cheetahs, 12 cheetahs आई हैं. And in this they were brought actually from Namibia. This was under the project Cheetah to reintroduce the species 7 decades after it was on a way up to extinction. And 12 more cheetah were 5 male. The 5 male and there's 7 male actually. 7 male and 5 female from South Africa has arrived in Madhya Pradesh Kuno National Park on February 18, 2023. So total, the numbers are close to 20, 12 plus 8. Now, some facts about cheetah. It's the oldest big cat. Ancestor can be tracked back to the 8.5 million. Numbers of cheetahs is 75 in it. It is in the IUCN as vulnerable, right? Or अगर बात करें Asiatic cheetahs की, they are critically endangered, and cheetah have lost almost 90% of their global habitat, and they are now only 9% of the holistic range. Now, moving to the other news, that the center has authorized states to authenticate the Aadhaar of the prisoner, something important for General Studies paper 2, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. So the Union Home Ministry has authorized the state governments to carry out the Aadhaar authentication process for the prisoners or intimate on the voluntary basis. So government ने authorize की है, but just to tell you, this authorization has come from state, basically central government, but prison as a subject is under the state. So state की subject है, there are 3 lists. The one is called union list, that's called state list and concurrent list. तो ये 3 list होती हैं जिसमें सारे state के subject दिए हुए हैं. The authentication process will aid the prisoners or the intimates to get the healthcare services, skilling part, vocational training, interview with the relatives, legal aid, and among other services, so that they can get the services that is provided to them, और जो constitutional right उनकी है वो उनको मुहैया कराया जा सके. Now, if you see the under trial and jails part, the worst performing is Goa with 85%. J&K 82%, Punjab 79%, Gujarat 76%, Haryana and Bihar is 73%. These are the performance of under trial who spent over 3 months in jail. Now 70% of the convict are either illiterate or has not passed class 10th, and total capacity of the jail is 3,56,561, overcrowding of 117%, and most overcrowded in jails are Dadar and Nagar Haveli, which is in Union Territories, then Chhattisgarh 258.9% and Delhi 221.6%, right? So these are some of the basic information, factual information that might be relevant for your mains examination person. If you're writing, you can include the points. Now, Rule 5 of the Aadhaar government ने basically practice किया. The decision was taken by the government where it authorized the Rule 5 of the Aadhaar Authentication Act for the good governance. ये पूरी कोशिश की गई है good governance incorporate करने के लिए, so that the social services, innovations and rules that is there should be incorporated, and the targeted financial and other subsidies benefits should be provided to them. Now, there's a procedure of authentication. How does it actually function? So the Aadhaar authentication will carried out by the prisoner inmates with voluntary basis, including yes and no authentication process. उसके अलावा उनको सारी benefits दी जाएंगी, जो corrections reform measures हैं, health, skilling, vocational training, interview with relatives, legal aid, everything will be provided. Now the prison authorities has said that the state as well as the union territories administration will adhering to the guideline which is there under the Aadhaar authentication as laid down by the central government. So rule making body, rule has to come from central government. Implementations जो है वो states को करनी है, but prison being the state subject, the some of the prerogative is there with the state government also. Now, Rushikulia science team with Olive Ridley Turtle, something important for General Studies paper 3, that is conservation, environmental pollutions, degradations, and EI. So Rushikulia river mouth, that is in the Odisha Ganjam district, has emerged as a major rookery for the endangered olive ridley turtles and recorded a number of 6.37 lakh turtles that has laid egg on the beach during the 8th day of the mass nesting. Something very important. There's an occasion where UPSC has directly asked question either from the map work or from the statement based question. So these type of news is very relevant. Odisha Forest Department has said that the beaches remained unaffected with no extreme weather event such as cyclone and even heavy rain, and the turtle has ascended to perfectly sloped. जहाँ पे Rushikulia Mouth Beach के बारे में बात करें, important location. I'll show you a map so that things are clear to you. So this is the reason. You can see this is the part, right, where mass nesting actually take place. And this is again the other region under this. So olive ridley turtle nesting in Garimatha. There's Posco bird site mass nesting in the part of the Rushikulia river, which is again the tributaries भी आपको देखनी है, Mahanadi, Paradeep, and other parts are there. The Devi river is also here. So map work point of view से आप सारी चीजों को ध्यान में रखें. There can be a direct question. Now about olive ridley turtles, they are smallest and most abundant in the sea turtle that is found in the world, inhabiting in the warm water of Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. And there's a Odisha Garimatha Marine Sanctuary, which is known for the world's largest rookery, that is the colony of breeding animal of the sea turtles. Now प्रोटेक्शन स्टेटस की अगर बात करें, वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1972 में शेड्यूल 1 में रखी गई है. IUCN स्टेटस इज वनरेबल और साइट्स अपेंडिक्स में 1. कॉमन नेम इज olive Ridleys sea turtles, and the scientific name is Lepicodesia olicavia. And this is a family of reptiles, something very important. A direct question can be framed in prelims, like which type of this is, because many times students tend to confuse. And diet is omnivore, lifespan of 50 years, size is 2.2 to 2.5 feet, weight is up to 100 pounds. So some basic information, factual information that will be relevant for you. Preventive measures की अगर बात करें, all necessary measures has been taken to protect the rookery. Even the state administration is working on that. Adequate number of prisoners, including local people, has been engaged in keeping a watch of the eye from the predators. And a female turtle can go back and see after laying eggs. And predators like jackal, dogs, wild boars, birds have been paroled to eat the eggs. So their protection measures have already been taken by the state forest department and the conservation departments. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, how to become a green hydrogen superpower, something important for General Studies paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. And in the same paper, in General Studies paper 3, it is important for the conservation efforts, EIA and other important institutions. So what we'll be discussing in this editorial, first talking about the theme. The theme is about the green hydrogen targets, benefits of the missions, India green hydrogen production's capacity, India's commitment and challenges, 5 priorities for India. We'll see one by one what are the 5 priorities and then the way forward. अब बैकग्राउंड की अगर बात करें, इस बार के रीसेंट यूनियन बजट में टोटल 19,700 करोड़ रुपीस एलोकेट की गई है फॉर द नेशनल ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन, राइट? So this was the fund that was allocated in the union budget, and the government visions to increase the part of green hydrogen in the country. So government will endeavor to set a motion on a program that can prepositions India green hydrogen as a superpower. क्या benefits होंगे इस तरह के missions के? Creations for export opportunities for the green hydrogen and its derivatives, decarbonization of industries, mobility and energy sector. India has already set a target of Panchamrit, right? Panchamrit के target set की गई है during COP26, which will be achieved by this. Reductions of independence of the fossil fuel and feedstock, जो कि हमारी dependence है foreign countries में, उसे कम करना. And even the development of indigenous manufacturing capacities, creation of employment opportunities, and development of cutting edge technologies. So these will be some of the major benefits under the mission. Now, India's green hydrogen production capacity की अगर बात करें, this is likely to increase by 5 million metric ton. This will be associated with the renewable energy capacity of about 125 gigawatt, which India has set a target. Most of the target that India has set is for 2030. So the target for 2030 is likely to bring 8 lakh crore of investment and over 6 lakh of jobs, right? And 50 million metric ton of carbon emissions are expected to be averted by 2030. तो इतनी चीजों को इंडिया इतनी रिडक्शंस कर सकती है 50 million metric ton. इंडिया की क्या कमिटमेंट और क्या चैलेंजेस हैं? Definitely the commitment is on the part of the 50% of electricity capacity coming from the non-fossil resources. But energy transitions की अगर बात करें, that is the need of the hour for a country like India, where we have lot more commitment at the global forum. And most industrial green gas emissions in India come from steel, cement, fertilizer and petrochemicals. तो ये 4 जो sectors हैं, they are using it most. And green hydrogen hold a promise of fueling industrial growth while simultaneously reducing the industrial emissions. कुछ 5 priorities की अगर बात करें, जो 5 priorities गवर्नमेंट ने रखी हैं, इसके through how they will be achieving, we'll see one by one. The first is domestic demand. That the demand is critical, which means that it's not like India is not a big player, right? So we cannot make a major player in international market, but again we can even chase for it and even we can endeavor for it. The mission will call for a strategic investment in the green hydrogen transitions, जिसमें over 5 years 13,000 crore rupees as the direct support will be given. This will encourage the industries and even to increase the demand, offering economies scale and the part of reducing the prices. तो जो हमारी dependence है international markets में, वो भी काफी ज़्यादा कम होगी. Now, investment is again very important. Attractive investment is required both domestically and from the foreign investors, right? So, green hydrogen project announced is underway. It will be compared. Green hydrogen is difficult and the expenses transport. The mission envisions green hydrogen hubs to consolidate productions and use of end products. A mission secretariat can ensure a project clearance in streamlining and reductions of the financial risk also. Electrolyser manufacturing की अगर बात करें, the third is side fund where 4,500 crore rupees to support electrolyser manufacturing is there और ये PAL scheme के अंदर है. तो production link incentive scheme जो गवर्नमेंट ने रिलीज की है उसमें भी ये है. Currently manufacturing is the importing stock for assembling them. India must become more competitive in the targeting public funding जहाँ पे इस तरह के जो high end value components हैं electrolyzer से related उसे भी ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. Electrolyzer technology must be improved to achieve the higher efficacy, improve the part of the scientific जो implications है, requirements है, and even use of non-fish food and substitute the critical minerals. Now there's a bilateral partnership which is again important for अगर बात करें इसकी to develop a resilient supply chain. About 63 partnership is there with country like Germany, South Korea, Japan, the most important. And over using the yen and euro denomination for the sale of part to Japan and European Union will reduce the cost of capital to boost the export competitiveness. And last but not least is the global coordinations. तो इंडिया को अपनी जो कोऑर्डिनेशन है ग्लोबल पावर्स के साथ बढ़ाने की जरूरत है ताकि जो ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन है उसकी रीचेबिलिटी बढ़ सके. And in the absence of the common framework, the attempt to use the standard being collective partnerships, the private corporates को भी include की जा सकती है, and even a well-structured intergovernmental process should be there. And there's already signs of conflicting regulations and the protectionist measure which is then in the major markets or economies. Now, way forward की अगर बात करें इंडिया की जो G20 presidency है, definitely it call for a precedent where India can set the target of global green hydrogen economy. The rule must address the operational threat, industrial competitiveness, and strategic threat. India should promote a global network of hydrogen via the companies that should collaborate, and green hydrogen will be a critical industrial fuel for 21st century, and India is well poised to develop such leadership. Now, moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day, and before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of the last session. For first, the correct option is A. For second, the correct option is A. Today's MCQ for practice, आपको दो statement consider करने हैं. That is, central bank digital currency is defined as a legal tender issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Wholesale digital currency is best designated for the restricted access to the selected financial institution. So do check it out for the correct option. Now the second is about the International Conference of Elections Management Bodies 2022. It was hosted by the Minister of Static and Program Implementation, that is under the aegis of United Nations Summit for Democracy platform. So do check it out for the correct option. Practicing a lot more question will give you an edge over the upcoming prelims examination. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.